Perfect. So how do we choose the right filter, right? We know that there are so many different filtration systems on the market. You can see them everywhere, grocery stores, online, etc. So the things that we want to look at when we're choosing a water filter is that filter going to protect me from the contaminants that I'm actually concerned with? What's in my water? Is it going to protect me? What are the costs associated with having that filtration system? Is it convenient and going to last, right? We want to know about the quality of the filter. Is there any kind of a warranty backing up the product? And is it actually certified? Is there anyone that's tested it, third-party testing preferably, that can verify that it does what it says it does or what it says it's going to do? Laura, I can't control, so I'm going to leave this one up to you to control the screen. So these are some things that we want to look at in our water, right? And so knowing our contaminants is really important. Cryptosporidium, Giardia, and Legionella, these are three chlorine-resistant parasites that are commonly found in our water. And some of the low-quality filters can actually become a breeding ground for these chlorine-resistant parasites, which can actually be really, really scary. Cryptosporidium is a microscopic chlorine-resistant parasite, and it actually can cause chronic and severe illnesses, even life-threatening symptoms. So especially in people with weakened immune systems. Giardia, I'm sure you guys have heard about this one. This is also a really tiny chlorine-resistant parasite. It lives in the intestines of us people and animals. And it is one of the most common waterborne illness cases, like one of the most common causes. Often found in streams, lakes, wells, recreational waters. So you hear about this one a lot, people getting diagnosed or having Giardia. And then Legionella, this is actually a form of pneumonia. It's caused by a bacteria, and it's primarily found in water systems, leading to Legionnaire's disease. And this is something that affects about 18,000 people, sending them to the emergency room each year. And it is specifically related to drinking water. So it's a water-related danger. And so when we look at some of these low-cost filtration systems, really what comes into concern is the filter itself, right? How frequently are we changing that filter? In a recent test conducted on these Brita, these pitcher water filters, they found that using just regular US average tap water, this test found that the resulting tap water, after it was filtered through this Brita pitcher filter, contained up to 10,000 times more bacteria than the water which had not been filtered. This is absolutely insane, you guys. Let's think about this, right? When we're changing these filters, who's really thinking about how many gallons of water they're putting through this little Brita pitcher filter, right? So we're not aware. We're not aware of what we're doing, and we're just letting those chlorine-resistant bacteria and parasites build up and grow in there, and then we're drinking the water. No, we need to make a better choice. So this is why it's so important that we're choosing the correct filter. Some of the other common filters that you may have seen, and many of you may have even used these, I did. This was the first pre-filter system that I started out when I started using my ionizer. And so I thought I was going to be making a phenomenal decision, right? I've got 3 different housing units. What I didn't understand was that this white plastic, obviously then we have a plastic problem, we're contributing to the plastic waste. These white plastic housing units are actually a breeding ground for black mold. So not only do you have to change the internal cartridges more frequently, but you have to replace the entire housing unit itself every 2 years. So again, more waste, more plastic waste, which is something I was really trying to get away from. And I didn't really understand that until I opened my own unit, and I found black mold in every one of those canisters. And I was like, cool, I'm taking water, filtering it through mold, and then I'm drinking it. Not ideal. So this is what started me on the search to find a better system, to find a solution, and what brought me directly in contact with Miss Laura. So I am so grateful for that and for my journey, and that it led me here, because the systems I'd like to talk about next are the best of the best. So the NSF is the place that certifies, right? Just it certifies anything filtration based. So a lot of times you'll see companies trying to kind of skim, not do the certifications, and they'll just say, oh, it's certified to meet the NSF standards. No. We want to know, is the system NSF certified? Has it been tested by a third party? Who performed the product testing? Was the laboratory that did the testing certified? Were the tests performed in-house by the company or by a third party, right? Sometimes when the companies are providing their own tests, we don't know if they're necessarily accurate, and we don't know the parameters or the conditions that the test was completed under. So who certified these test results? What was the testing process like? Were the tests performed on both a brand new filter and also at the filter at the end of life, making sure we're maintaining that certification and those reduction levels at the beginning and at the end? What was the amount of contaminant that was added to the water? What contaminant are we looking at for the certification, right? How often were the tests performed? How many gallons of water were tested? So these are things that the NSF is going to answer. These are questions that we want to know the answers to. And so you can go to the next slide, Laura. And so the NSF actually has 4 different kinds of certifications. And so this, again, can cause a little bit of gray area, because not only do we want to make sure that the company that we're looking at, the filter, is NSF certified, we want to know what it's certified for. So there are 4 different certifications, like I mentioned. We have the NSF Standard 42. Now, this is for the aesthetic effects. Aesthetic meaning taste and smell. So it's not necessarily certified for the complete removal, but it's going to remove the odor and the smell of that particular contaminant. Now, each of these are by contaminant only. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more on one of the future slides, but keep in mind that that Standard 42 is the base level certification. So what we're really interested in are the Standard 43, the Standard 401, and the Standard P231. These are going to be more about your health effects, pharmaceuticals, your pesticides, the things that are really, really in the water from a contaminant standpoint that we want to get removed. And then that Standard P231, which is going to be more of your living microbes, so your bacteria, your viruses, and your live cysts. Now, when we put together this slide, there was about 11,000 water filtration systems on the market. A couple of months ago, we had inched up to about 16,000. And so I'm sure by now we're probably in the 18, 19, 20,000 range of available filters that are on the market. But when we did this, I pulled the graphs and the reports on the next page, looking at 16,000. And so on this one, real quick, we talked about, you can go back to that one, Laura. I just want to call attention to this. I thought it was a few slides later, but this is what I'm talking about when we talk about that aesthetic, the Standard 42 reduction, just removing the taste and smell. So Brita is, again, one of the more popular filters out there, and they claim an NSF certification. What they're claiming is a certification NSF 42. This means it's a cosmetic filter. It's focusing on removing the taste and smell of chlorine from your water. Now think about that. Are they removing the chlorine or the other toxins from your water? No, but they're removing the taste and the smell. So you feel like you're drinking good water. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide, but do you want to feel like you're drinking good water, or do you want to actually be drinking good water? So let's look at these single by contaminant, this listings by single contaminant. So when we're looking at this, think about the 16,000 available filters on the market at the time we pulled these reports. By single contaminant of the available filtration systems, 1,874 systems were certified by the NSF to remove those cysts. Only 1,400 were certified to remove lead, and lead only. Remember, these are single by contaminant. So again, these are less than 10% of the available systems on the market at that point were certified to remove lead. If you're looking at only mercury, we dropped down to 873. If you're looking at only asbestos, we're talking about 500. And you guys can read these numbers, guys. VOC's 343. Chloramine, which is actually pretty tricky to remove, we dropped down to 251 units out of 16,000. The MTBEs, now this is a gasoline additive, again, pretty tricky to remove from the water, 156. This is something that I know has been cause of concern for our people in Hawaii, that the gasoline, the fuel, all that kind of stuff. So this MTBE is something that we really want to be looking at and talking about. Can we get it out of the water? We dropped down to only 120 units out of 16,000 plus certified to remove arsenic from the water. We're looking at our forever chemicals, our PFOSs, PFOAs. We dropped down to 63. and then our PCBs, and we're dropping down to 21. And if we'll go to the next slide, we're going to start to add these together, and we're going to really see what really matters and who stands out. So when we're looking at the combinations for contaminants, out of 16,000 products, when you add cysts and lead, 1,000, right? So that is a big, big reduction in the available units. Add mercury to that, we drop to 500. Add asbestos, we drop to 225. And down the list we go. We add MTBEs, we drop to 114. We add our VOCs and our PCBs. These are going to drop us down to 17. Chloramine, arsenic, all the things, all the way down. And when we finally get to I can't ever see the bottom of this slide, but you can see as we go down there, the very, very last thing, which is it adds our forever chemicals, I believe is what I'm seeing down there. We drop down to just the one, and that is MultiPure. And that's really the MultiPure difference. We are the leading filtration system company in the entire world, and you can see why. With one single filtration system, we're able to remove all of these contaminants. So it's absolutely incredible. And I'll talk a little bit more about MultiPure's products on the next slide. This is actually going to look a little bit at the specific contaminants that are removed. So last I think we checked, we're over 90 different contaminants that this AquaPerform will remove. And we are very transparent about this, which I absolutely love at MultiPure. A lot of the other filtration companies on the market are hiding their information because they don't have it. It's not very good. It's not certified. We are out and open in the public. We're very proud of this, right? I mean, when you're talking about over 90 different contaminants removed with one system, it's absolutely incredible. So if you ever want to take a closer look at this, it's available on multipure.com, and we can actually see down to the ranges, the percentages, everything on each different contaminant. It's pretty interesting. So how our filters work, we're using a solid carbon block filter technology, and we are actually the inventors of that technology. So MultiPure was founded in 1970, and we're the world's premier manufacturer and the inventor of this. And so that's what allows us to provide the superior performance, because we're the ones that created it, right? And so the water's going to be coming in. It's coming in through an outer shell. This outer shell is actually made of coconut. And so it's going to be trapping any of the large scale sediment, any of the debris, dust, dirt, things like that. So as you're using your filter, when you go to change it out, sometimes if you have a real high sediment area, you'll notice that the outside of that is a nasty brown color. Starts out bright white and absolutely beautiful. And water comes in, brushes through that carbon, that dense solid carbon, and the clean water comes up and out the top, either into your faucet for drinking or into your ionizer if you're using an ionizer machine. And so the technology here is absolutely incredible. It captures and contains all of those contaminants with their special proprietary technology. So it's real fun to read about if you're into the science part like I am. So let's look specifically at some of the products that we've got. And we've got a couple different shower and bath systems. We've got an outdoor hose system for gardening, pools, kids, pets. And then we have our in-home systems. We have a full home system on the right side here. It's called the AquaSource. So that's going to protect your entire home. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then we have our drinking water filtration systems. And there are 4 models. We're going to showcase one of those today, as well as the few other things. So the first one I want to start talking about on the next slide is going to be our AquaPerform. And when I did this slide, we were at about 86. Like I said, I think we're close to 90 different contaminants on the NSF certifications. So absolutely the gold standard in contaminant reduction, you guys. We've got arsenic reduction even, and it's a super high flow rate at 1 gallon per minute, which is absolutely incredible when you're looking at other different filters. So it's giving you that total peace of mind. You're getting the best quality at the best price. It's a stainless steel housing unit, and it has a lifetime warranty on that housing unit. You're going to have a 90-day money-back guarantee on the units, and it's a super simple installation. You don't need a plumber for this one, just a little wrench and a couple fingers, and you're good to go. So very, very, very easy. The system retails for $590. the replacement filters, which we estimate replacing once a year, is the recommendation. And so again, this is a one-time purchase, lifetime guarantee and everything. So this is hands down my absolute favorite one that we carry. We do have a couple models below and one additional higher that targets water in specific areas where there are bacteria, live living microbe concerns. But this one is going to be your hands down best option. So I always like to talk about this on our call. And then next, we're going to look at our Aqua Source, which is going to, I like to jump around with the slides, you guys. A couple different configuration options here. We have above the sink and below the sink. And then easy little converters if you're using an ionizer machine, adapters and stuff. So however you want to install it, you can install it in the bathroom at the sink, at the kitchen at the sink. You can attach it to refrigerator water lines. So however it is, wherever it is you want clean water, we've got a connection for you. So, and I think next, okay, I'm just surprising myself here. I love it. We're going to talk about the Aqua Shower, the Aqua Splash, and the Aqua Grow. And so these are going to be just a basic phenomenal chloramine removal systems for your bath, for your shower, and for your outdoor hose. So these guys are going to last up to 25,000 gallons. You get about a year out of use, roughly, depending on how often you're bathing, showering. Super affordable, $50, $60, and $70 on these MSRPs. And I love to mention that the Aqua Grow, if you have kids, pets, anybody that's bathing or whatnot outside, playing in the water, or you're using it to garden, any of that kind of stuff is going to be absorbed outside that's in your tap water. So I strongly recommend using that Aqua Grow before all that goes in your food, on your pets, on your kids. Here's the home filtration system I was mentioning. This is the Aqua Source. This is going to be, again, the solid carbon block technology. A lot of home filtration systems use carbon pellets, so they're a little less effective, a lot less effective. But this is going to give us 4 different configurations to remove chlorine, chloramine, and lime scale. So it's really going to target the overall. And with these, they're not going to be a slow enough flow rate to get out all of that big contaminant list that we looked at with the Aqua Perform. So if you're looking at doing a whole home filtration unit, I always recommend pairing that with a drinking water filtration system as well, so that you're getting the best of both worlds. But this is going to protect your sinks, your dishwasher, your laundry room, your bathroom, your showers, that kind of stuff. So going to give a big overall blanket, which is great for your plumbing. We talked a little bit about the guarantees, 90-day satisfaction guarantee. We have a lifetime warranty on all of our stainless steel housing and our pressure vessels, 12 months warranty on any accessories. And I mentioned that system that we have that takes care of the live bacteria, viruses, whatnot, that runs on electricity. So there's an electronics aspect to that. And that one has a 60-month warranty as well. And so really, really, they're just absolutely want to make sure that the customer's happy and stand behind every one of their products completely. This we have going on right now. This is a special promotion. So if anyone buys a filter system, drinking water filtration system, this first quarter, so January, February, March, you're going to get a free Aqua Shower system with that. It's a $50 value. So that's a super fun way to be able to protect not only your drinking water system, but your shower as well. So if you're interested in that, absolutely reach out to the person that invited you to this call, and they're going to be able to share not only that free promotion with you, but they're actually also going to have a 5% discount code to share with you as well. And so really, really, really